After you log in, you might see a screen like this. You might not. It might take you directly into your software area. But if not, you'll click on this, which says software. You'll open up this panel and you'll go to Soundtrap. Once you get the Soundtrap, you're going to enter the studio. It might take you directly to this page right here, and that's fine. You'll click on music. You're going into the music studio. Once you click that, it'll just disappear, and then you'll be left with this very light stuff that you can barely see unless your mouse is on it or if you tap it. Okay, now let's just take a look at the environment. This is where your tracks go, and tracks are areas for an actual virtual instrument. This can be dragged back and forth. This is your playhead. This will start the music from this point on or from this point on. Okay, so you can control your playhead back and forth. All right, these numbers that you see up here are your bars. So from here to here is one bar. This is all one bar. This is the second bar. This is the third bar, and so on. Okay, you can make those larger or smaller by using the zoom tool here. You can zoom out or you can zoom in. I'm going to zoom in, make it a little bit larger. Okay, now this is your volume here. These are your control buttons down here. This changes your tempo, and this turns your metronome on or off. We'll get into that a little bit later. And also your key, we'll get into that a little bit later. Now, it says untitled song. This is where your file is up here, your file name. So you're going to click in that one time, put your name, and then just your first name, and then L for lesson and 1. So first name, L for lesson and 1. So it'll be your name, L1. Okay. Now, notice that this is grayed out because your cursor is still flashing inside here. So I'm going to click into this screen here, into an empty spot. And then once you do that, notice the playhead jumps over and then my save becomes active. Okay, so now that my file name is in, I'm going to click on save. And it's saving, even though I don't have anything in there, but I've already established the file. Everything that I continue to do to this file, I can continue to click on save, which will become active once I continue to do more stuff. I haven't done anything yet, so these aren't active. This is your undo and your redo. Okay. All right, so now the next thing I really want you to pay attention to for this particular exercise, I don't want to go over every detail at once. You'll get that as you go. Right here, you'll see where it says, where it has like a little double little eighth note here. You're going to click on that. That's your loop library. When you open up your loop library, it probably is going to say originals in there. You're going to use this X and take that out. Once you take that out, more stuff will populate for you to choose from. You're going to create 4 tracks. You're going to create a beat track, a bass track, a guitar track, and a piano track. And this is the process. So start off with the beats track. When you click on beats, beats populates here. Here is your scroll bar. If I go all the way down and scroll, you'll see these are all the beats that you have to choose from. Okay, if I keep going all down, you'll see that. Now, so you can explore those beats when you are doing this assignment. Now, the thing that you want a full beat. You don't want just a kick, just the top, or a fill. We'll talk about all that later. Okay, anything that says full, or if you play it and it says nothing and you play it, but it sounds like a total beat, meaning you have all, your kick, your snare, your hi-hat, whatever, it's a full beat. Okay, you can choose one of those as well. Okay, so when it's time for you to choose a beat, let's say you chose this one, you're just going to double click on it. Okay, and once you double click on it, it automatically goes in here. If you're on a iPad, you probably just have to drag it over into your first track. Okay, or you can tap it twice. All right, so now it automatically gets put over here into your track. It creates a track for you, and it's called the Anthem Full Beat. So that's your first track with the little drummer here. You have some controls here. We'll get into that later. I'm going to pull your playhead back. Okay, this is your looping area. We'll talk about that later. All right, and then you're going to go, and now you're going to add a second track. So you're going to go back into the loop library, take that out, look for guitar. I'm sorry, bass. Bass is next. Here's your bass. And when you click on bass, it populates all of your bass lines here. So you'll go through that and you'll choose what bass you like. Okay, I'm going to just pick one. And if you want to hear what they sound like, just click on the little triangle. Okay, if you don't like that, click on the next one. Okay, now you can always play this while you sample. So you can sample the beat at the same time. Okay, all right, I'm going to choose number 10. I'm going to double click and it populates. Now I have my second track. My first track is the beat, my second track is the bass. Okay, now I'm going to take this out. I'm going to do the same thing for guitar. Find a guitar. I'm just going to pick one. Well, let's play it and let's see what could possibly go with it. And this is where the key comes into play, which we'll talk about. All right, I'm going to choose that, double click. Okay, so I have my guitar track. Now I'm going to do my piano track. Okay, and I'm going to put my playhead back to the beginning. And I'm going to press play. And I'm going to try to find something that would go. So you just have to play with it and okay, I'm gonna choose that one. Okay, so now I have all my 4 tracks in. Now I want all of my 4 tracks to be 12 bars each. Okay, so they all stop at the end of 8, right at the beginning of 9. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your mouse or your finger if you have an iPad, and you're going to drag this all the way up until right before the 13. Because this is all the full, this is the 12th bar right here in this area. 12 starts here and ends here. Okay, and I'm going to drag all of my tracks, and after I drag my tracks, I'm going to go up here and drag my little loop. Move the playhead out the way. Drag my little looper here, this little gray area here, to the end. Okay, right where 13 is. This comes out too long, too much. Okay, so they should be in line. None of these should be in the 13 area. There we go. All right, so yeah, you don't want it to go past this line. You want it to go right up to it. That's the end of the 12th measure. And my cycle will end right here and then start right back at measure 1. So we're going to take our playhead and control it from here and bring it back to the beginning. Now if you play it from here, it will go all the way up to 12. There we go. All right, now you can see it better. It will go all the way up to 12, and it will cycle back again. Okay. Make it a little bit larger so you can see it. Now this is just 4 tracks. This is just getting your basic skills ready so that you can drag and drop and pull and extend and create. Now watch, it's going to jump right back to the beginning. See that? That's looping. Okay? So that's a 12 measure loop. So that's what you're going to create right now. Make sure that you put your name on it, and make sure after you finish everything that you click on save.